Welcome, everyone. I appreciate that you've taken time out of your busy schedules to explore Google resources with Get Muscat. I'm Philippa Arthur, the Learn Captain for Get Muscat. Once a month, I'll curate Google Tech for educators, thereby creating opportunities for you to cultivate your confidence and boost your proficiency with the various apps. I hope you continue to engage with Get Muscat as we explore how Google's resources can enhance our evolving roles as educators. If you're interested in enhancing your video and team communication or managing your discussion groups, do stay for the duration of this session. We're going to delve into Google Meet, Google Chat, and Google Groups. For today's session, you'll need to access your Gmail account, the one point of entry for all apps Google. Since this is a collaborative learning process, I do hope you follow along on your own device of choice. Google Meet is a web-based video communication service developed by Google. We'll explore how Google Meet can enhance your video communication experience by learning how to use Google Meet for online meetings, how to share your screen during a Google Meet, and how to manage your bandwidth to maintain call quality while on a meet. So using Google Meet is straightforward and user-friendly, particularly if you're already familiar with using Google apps and services. To host a meeting with Google Meet, you'll of course need to access Google Meet in one of a few ways, directly from within Gmail, conveniently from within Google Calendar, or via a web browser. We'll briefly look at all three. Let's start from within Gmail. Look to the bottom left of the reading pane, and there we have Meet with two choices, New Meeting and Join a Meeting. New Meeting yields a Share Your New Meeting pop-up window. You have a link that you can share, send an invite, etc. And if we go back and we select Join a Meeting, you will be asked to input a meeting code or even a nickname. So it's very much conveniently integrated into Gmail. Now let's access Google Meet from within Google Calendar. Simply create an event. I already have one. There we go. And of course, you're going to populate your event with the usual date, location, guests, attachments, etc. So if you take a look at my Mother's Day brunch set for Sunday, May the 9th, 2 p.m., Muscat Hill Resorts, I already have a few invited guests. I even have an attachment and I have a notification one day before. But what you should not miss is the big blue button in the middle that says Join with Google Meet. So yes, it's that integrated, and your invite options would be a meeting link, a meeting ID, and even a meeting phone number for those who may have to dial in. Meet.google.com will also give you access to Google Meet via a web browser. This option is very convenient for meeting attendees who may be on another meeting conference platform. Immediately, you're presented with New Meeting and enter a code, the latter being self-explanatory. Selecting New Meeting yields three choices: create a meeting for later, start an instant meeting, schedule a meeting in Google Calendar. Let's start an instant meeting and briefly scan the interface. Let's see what some of these buttons can do. Yes, my microphone and camera are off, simply because I am, of course, conducting a training session. You would make the appropriate choice. You can turn on your microphone, you can turn on your camera. This interface should look similar. Many of the elements here you should have seen in Zoom or GoToMeeting, etc. And there are the meeting details. We have another joining link. If you have any attachments, they would show up here as well. Turn on captions if you need to. So what I'd like to do is introduce you to sharing your screen during a meeting. So if you take a look at the bottom tray, all you have to do is select Present Now. Now you can choose to share your entire screen, a window, or just a tab. The choice is yours. If you do share a Chrome tab, it shares the tab's audio by default. So think a YouTube video. Let's just say we will share our entire screen. We would click, select the screen, and share. I have to dismiss because both my camera and phone are off, and microphone are off. And it actually alerts you you're presenting to everyone. When you'd like to stop sharing, simply within the Meet window, simply select Stop Presenting. Additionally, you can go back down into the tray. On the bottom, it will tell you you are presenting and you can select Stop Presenting. It's very possible that during your meeting, you may notice that the video quality is lagging or choppy or downright frozen due to your physical location, bucolic, your distance from your router, bathroom, or internet strength, basic. This means that you'll want to adjust your bandwidth, your resolution. From the bottom tray, select the vertical ellipses. And right now, we're only interested in settings, but as you can see, you have quite a couple options available here. So we're going to hit the settings cog. This will give us a little pop-up window. Yes, my microphone is turned off. What we are interested in is our video settings. And of course, my camera is blocked for this as well. Let's take a look at the send resolution, and you can toggle between high definition and standard definition. I'll go with standard definition here. Now looking at the receive resolution, you have a few more choices. You can toggle between high, standard definition, one video at a time, and even audio. Of course, the last option will give attendees audio, but no visuals. They'll be able to hear you loud and clear, but not see you. This may be appropriate for some presenters because of the quality of their internet speed. Let's do a quick lesson check. So now we can access and start a meeting. We can share a screen during a meeting and manage bandwidth while on a meet. Let's move on to take a look at Google Chat. It's Google's communication messaging software built for teams. We'll explore how Google Chat can enhance your group communication. We'll learn how to access Google Chats, create group chats, and manage Google Chat notification. So accessing Google Chat, if you'd simply like to communicate with your team via messages, then Google Chat might suffice. You can access Google Chat from within Gmail or via a browser, chat.google.com, or via the chat app itself, which is where we are. Since there are no ongoing chats, after you select the green plus sign next to the chat, you'll be presented with a few options. Start group conversation, create room, browse rooms, manage requests. Today, we're interested in starting a group conversation or a group chat, if you will. So we're going to select Start a Group Conversation. And here we can enter the names or email addresses of the individuals you'd like to comprise the group. So let me add a few addresses. Oh, there's our Get Muscat 3, and Get Muscat training. Okay, give that a click. Towards the bottom, it says history is on, and this is where you can compose your message and then hit send. So my message is, let's chat about the upcoming Mother's Day brunch. The easiest way to send is the send button, or simply hit enter. And you've just sent a message to a group chat. In order to enhance your Google Chat experience, you should probably manage your chat notifications. In the top right, you want to select the settings cog, and this will give you this pop-up window. We're going to focus on notifications, starting with desktop notification. Here you can toggle your choices for allow chat notifications and play sounds. Additionally, we have some email notifications. And again, you have some choices. If you do not want to receive email notifications, you can simply turn this off. I'm going to leave it on since I am in the Get Muscat group. Email reminders only apply to messages that you haven't read after 12 hours. We have a few more settings that are a little self-explanatory, and we won't delve into those today. Make sure you hit done. So a quick lesson check confirms that we now know how to access chats. We know how to create a chat, a group chat, and we can actually manage our notifications. Let's get into Google Groups, which is a web-based Google service that provides discussion groups for people with common interests. We'll explore how Google Groups can help facilitate your discussion groups by learning how to create a group, join a group, and manage group permissions. You can access Google Groups via your Gmail account's Google Apps waffle, which is always up here in the top right-hand corner. There it is, it says Google Apps. But today we're going to work directly from the groups.google.com app interface. Let's take a cursory look at this interface. You can see it has three general panes. On the left, it's all about the groups, my groups, recent groups, and any groups you've designated as favorite. And you also have some starred conversations. To the middle, we have the one group that we belong to, in this case, the Get Muscat, and a few details about it, the date of joining and if it's a subscription or not. And all the way on the right, we have our settings cog. We can add members, we can choose to leave the group, and we could make it a favorite. Today, we would simply like to create a group. The big Create Group button on the top left conveniently allows us to do this. So let's select. And of course, you're prompted to enter group info. You would enter an appropriate name for your group. You can configure your own group email, and this will actually help messages sent to this email have a similar functionality to that of a forum. And of course, you would give your group some sort of a sensible description so that you can easily identify it. There are a few other options here. We will get into those in a second. And of course, you would hit next and then you would hit save. Because I am actually in the Get Muscat account, I am not going to manipulate too much. What about if you would like to join a Google group? So again, Google makes joining a group very straightforward. However, you do need to have a Google account. So in the search box at the top of your window, I'm going to toggle this to all groups and messages. You'd need to enter a keyword or a subject, for example, cooking or cricket or computing. And this should yield a list of relevant groups, meaning groups that have the word computing somewhere in the title. If a group is open, you can read messages sent by its members. However, to join a group, usually you have to click Join Group or Ask to Join. So if you look at each of these three groups here, Advanced Computing Systems, BCSK Computing Teachers, and Intel Perceptual Computing SDK for Ultrabooks, each of them has an Ask to Join Group button available. If neither the Join Group or Ask to Join Group button is available, you may have to contact the group owner directly and request to join the group. Once you've succeeded in joining a group, you'll receive a confirmation email with a lot of details in it. I'm going to navigate back to my groups, which in this case is the one and only Get Muscat. In order to enhance your Google group experience, you should probably manage your group permissions, since these establish who can view, post, and moderate content in Google groups. Permissions also determine who can manage members and other group settings. The who we are referring to are the default group roles: owners, managers, and members. We're keeping it simple today by selecting the settings cog to the right of our Google Muscat. It says group settings. We're going to select that. And just let's take a cursory view of the settings categories available. So if we scroll down on the left, it says group settings. We're presented with general. We have member privacy. We have posting policies, email options, member moderation, and good old delete group. Essentially, you would toggle permission settings for each of these by way of a slider. I can't and really won't manipulate the settings since I'm within the actual Get Muscat Google account. Let's just take a very quick look at this one. So this is what the slider looks like. Who can view conversations? Anyone on the web. If you only want it up to group owners, group managers, and group members, you would toggle here. If you only wanted group managers and members, this is what you would toggle. So I'll set this back to the original setting, anyone on the web. And if you take a look, we have differences in permission set. Some are for just group owners, managers, and members, and it excludes everyone on the web. So this is what we mean by toggling the sliders. You can go down to member privacy. Oops, yes, you will be prompted to save. Okay, who can view member email addresses? Only the group owners and managers. You can go down to posting policies, email options. Of course, all of these you would make based on the parameters of your own group. Remember to hit Save Changes. So now that we've taken a look at Google Groups, we know how to create a group, we know how to join a group, and we know how to manage permissions. So today we explored 3 apps. Now that you're a little bit more familiar with what Google Meet, Google Chat, and Google Groups have to offer, you should feel more confident when incorporating these apps into your pedagogic life. The more frequently you tap into these Google resources, the more proficient you'll become in their use. As we come to the end of today's session, I encourage you to continue exploring Google resources. Thank you for learning by doing. Do reach out and connect to Geg Muscat via email, gegmuscat@gmail.com. In the subject line, you can put learn. And also, you can follow us on social media, watch us on YouTube, or join us as a member of Geg Muscat. Thank you.